Good afternoon, and welcome to the 108th commencement ceremony of Okanogan High School. I always tell our students that saying thank you is important, and you need to do it, so here we go. First, let us all thank the parents and families of the graduates, for without them, these fine young men and women would not be completing this rite of passage. Thank you to the faculty and staff of Okanogan School District for providing a quality education and caring environment for our graduates. Thank you to Dennis O'Connor and Carrie Zackow, who are in charge of logistics to make this happen today. To the class of 2020, congratulations on enduring all of the changes to your lives in the past few months. It has truly been weird. There was no handbook to see what needs to be done and no guide based on past practices. Resilience is a trait that all of us have learned and come to accept. Who knows what the future will bring, but we will all be a part of shaping it. Be strong, keep a positive attitude, and believe that you can make a difference, because you can. Remember that with every sunrise comes a day filled with new opportunities. Seek the courage to always do the right thing. I wish you all nothing but happiness in your lives, and don't forget to always leave the campsite a little better than you found it. Good luck, and God bless. I would now like to introduce the superintendent of the Okanogan School District, Mrs. Ashley Getz.
Good evening. I would be remiss to say I was great until I saw Caden, and then I saw Abby, and it all went downhill from there, so I apologize, but these were my kids, and so welcome to the families and friends of the graduating class. I would like to first recognize these unusual circumstances and thank the graduates and families for their patience and support through these difficult decisions necessary to make this evening come together. We realize it may not be what you envisioned as your graduation, but we also believe it will be something you will never forget. It is my pleasure to announce through extraordinary measures, this class has met all requirements set forth by the Washington State Board of Education, as well as the graduation standards set forth by the Okanogan School Board. Graduates, over the past 11 weeks, you've made history. Though it may not have been how you'd envisioned, you've proven perseverance and grit really can get you through hard situations. But most of all, you've taken the opportunity to write your own story. Your story could have been filled with pity and sadness. Instead, you chose to write a story of hope and resilience. Each one of you stood tall, weathered the storm, and have come out on the other side a success. You didn't even have to leave town. Watching this group of graduates navigate the roadblocks presented one after what seemed another, never faltering and certainly never giving up, is the reason I stand here with no doubt and say that this group of graduating seniors will be a generation to shape true change in an unpredictable, vulnerable world. A world that needs positive influence and empathy, two attributes every one of you has to offer. Graduates, do not let this chapter of your life define you, but take the lessons learned and apply them to your future success. They said, be the light. 2020 graduates, you are the light. Congratulations and good luck.
Our first valedictorian speech this evening will be by Mr. Caden Daly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be here today. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to express my appreciation to the administration, teachers, friends, and family members who have helped and guided us throughout our lives. I'm a very fortunate person. I was blessed with a very supportive family. They have instilled in me a notion that hard work really does pay off. I have been very lucky to have an outstanding mother. She has dedicated the last 18 years of her life to make sure that I could have the best possible foundation. She has always been there when I've needed her the most. During the year, she would make sure that I was always studying for a vocab final or for that calculus test to make sure I could do the best job possible. She has raised me to believe that if I work hard enough and put in the right amount of effort, that I will be rewarded for it. When I look back on it now, I know that she was exactly right. Thank you, Mom. I know that a lot of times I may have not shown it, but I want you to know that I appreciate all the love, support, and harassment. There is no way that I would be giving this speech today if it weren't for you. The endless support of my family is the main reason I was able to accomplish my goal of being valedictorian. It seems like just yesterday that our class had the senior sunrise party on the first day of school. On August 28th, around 40 members of the senior class gathered in my backyard early that morning. I usually do not wake up at 5 a.m., but for my classmates I was happy to. We decided that we wanted to start off the year together. Despite having 11 previous first days of school, this was the most exciting because it was our last. That morning, our last year of high school had officially started. I think I'll remember that morning for a long time. Sadly, we will not be able to have the senior sunset party, but not being able to do that makes our first party a lot more unique. 4 years ago, we walked into these halls for the first time as Bulldogs. Despite my locker being on the other side of the cafeteria than the year before, this was a major change. Being trusted to leave school at lunch, keep my phone all day, having classes with older kids. It became quickly obvious that 8th grade was over and high school had begun. As I climbed my way up the ranks from lower classmen to upperclassmen, it became clear that the staff and student body of Okanogan High School are compassionate and highly talented. To start my sophomore year, I broke my right leg in our first football game. I have been rushed to the nearest hospital and have gotten immediate surgery. When I came back home, Coach Shep and about 25 other football players had showed up to my house to check up on me. During my recovery, Mr. Lasanis had attended one of my physical therapy appointments to figure out what I needed to recover. I recovered quickly, and at the end of the year, I was competing in the state track championships. Even though that year got off to a terrible start, it finished on a high note. One last memory that I will never forget are the outfits that Mr. Nicholson would wear to school. Between bright-colored golf clothes and that San Francisco 49ers suit jacket he would wear after a big win against the Seahawks, that man has it all. For the past few months, we've been living in one of the craziest, scariest situations that I've ever experienced. COVID-19 has had a tremendous impact on all of our lives. The lifestyle that I've had the last 2 months was something I never imagined. The spring of my 7th grade year, one of my teachers asked me where I thought I would be in 5 years. I never would have thought that I would be spending 23.5 hours a day in my basement. I've always known that we have great teachers in Okanogan. At no other time in my high school career has that been more apparent over the last 3 months. The dedication and innovation that our staff has demonstrated has been nothing short of amazing. Mr. Ingram being available for case to turn in tests in the parking lot, Mr. Spade's efforts to continue FBLA, and Mr. Cheeseman's online lessons are just a few examples of what an outstanding staff we have. I know that a lot of us, including myself, are anxious to receive our diplomas and start the next chapter of our lives. But we have to remember one thing. Okanogan is a special place, and we must remember that we will always be able to call it home. No matter how far we go or what we set out to accomplish, our home will always be here. We may be moving away and starting new adventures, but Okanogan will always be here, along with the people that we care about the most. As Vanessa Hudgens once said, work hard and follow your dreams, but never forget where you came from. Thank you, and go Dogs.
Has received the following scholarships: Cooley-Down Federal Credit Union Scholarship, Okanogan Athletic Booster Club Scholarship, Washington State University Regents Scholarship, Washington State University Achievement Award, Community Foundation of North Central, Okanogan Masonic Lodge Herbert and Elizabeth Davis Scholarship, Okanogan Kiwanis Scholarship, Okanogan OMAC Rotary Scholarship, Garrison Family Memorial Scholarship, Richard Pratt Memorial Scholarship, CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Scholarship, Tim Rawson Citizen Award. This award goes to the senior demonstrating the best citizenship during their high school years, and the Vern Bangert Memorial Sportsmanship Award. To qualify, the athlete must have participated in 2 sports and exhibited outstanding sportsmanship during contests and practice.
address will be by Ms. Abigail Cavalier.
Good evening to those who are here with me today and those who are tuning in with us. My name is Abigail Cavalier, and I would like to start out by saying how honored I am to stand up here and be one of the people who represent our class. I wish you could all gather with us today, but I understand how that isn't possible, and I pray that each of you are well and healthy. In the first grade, I watched the movie Legally Blonde, and I decided then that I wanted to be like Elle Woods and give a speech at my graduation. I then started to work towards my goal of being the valedictorian of my class. After some hours of revising the many speeches I wrote over the past 12 years, I learned a lot about myself and a lot about how I came to be the person standing in front of you today. However, the most important thing I realized was you're never really ready for the end. Everything has an end, that's a given. But no matter how much you prepare, we're never really ready. I believe that's because it isn't the end that counts. What counts is what you do with your time on the journey to the end. With our year ending so abruptly, I learned the value and importance of moments and experiences. So many things can get left unsaid if you don't say how you feel in the moment. Be present in all the things you do and experience life for real. Before I move on from this chapter of my life, I wish to leave you, the members of my class and community, with a few things I have picked up over the years. The first thing I would like to share is what I remind myself every day. Be someone who you'll be proud of in 10 years. Be that person who has a smile on their face all the time and is willing to drop whatever they're doing to help someone else out. Do the small things, such as saying hi to everyone in the hallways, at school, or on your way to work. It is an act so greatly underrated. Something that goes along with that is get involved. In all of my greatest memories of school, I am surrounded by other people, by my best friends, involved in some activity. I hope that you, my fellow classmates, and everyone watching, work to get more involved on whichever path you take. Try to take every opportunity that you can, and don't hold back. Don't hold back in your friendships either. I am a person who believes that the best friend you can be is a loving friend. Be friends with everyone. Don't be picky or choosy. Be a loving and honest friend to everyone and anyone you meet. The biggest thing I have learned over the years is to remember who's watching. This saying has been very prevalent in my life for many years. It does not just remind me that my mom and dad have eyes everywhere and will always find out if I do something wrong. It also reminds me that God is watching, and I want to act in a way that shows His light in the world. However, what it reminds me most is to remember the kids. We all have kids and younger humans who look up to us and pay attention to every one of our actions. Remember them. Even if you do not realize it, someone is looking up to you. So be someone worth looking up to. The kids that I have had the pleasure of hanging out with over the last few years have been amazing and grown to become some of my best friends. I encourage each and every one of you to take the time to get to know the younger people in your life. There is so much they can learn from you, but even more that you can learn from them. The last thing I would like to say is thank you. Thank you to every person whom I've ever met and all who have been a part of my journey up to this point. I want to thank those of you who took the time out of your day to improve mine. I am so grateful for each of you. I'd like to specifically thank all of my past and present teachers for instilling in me the love of learning and teaching me more than what was in our books. As well as a thank you to Mrs. Radke, Ms. Terry, and Mr. Shacklett for all of your endless support and guidance these past 4 years. The community that we have grown up in has been more than I could have ever asked for. I wouldn't be able to stand up here and speak if the local business owners didn't teach me what they knew as they were supporting me in my rodeo endeavors. Of course, I would like to thank my family. My family has been right by my side, watching and pushing me every step of the way. And without them, I would not even be close to where I am now. They have taught me not just to follow my dreams, but chase, pursue, and experience them. My parents have given me and taught me more than I could ever thank them for. I am beyond blessed to have grown up with such amazing parents and such a loving support system. I'd like to give a big thank you to the students at Okanogan, whom I've had the pleasure of walking the halls with. I couldn't be any prouder of the people you're becoming, or to be able to call you my friends. I hope you all embrace the time you have left and make the most of every opportunity. Lastly, I wish to thank my fellow seniors. You guys are the reason I love school, and I can never thank you enough for all you have done for me. I hope we all stay in touch because I would be honored to watch your journey and accomplishments. We are the class that wanted to have our class quote at the beginning of the year to be just trying to graduate. And now, after all we've been through, I couldn't think of anything more fitting. Thank you, Okanogan, for all the memories and opportunities you have blessed me with. I am forever grateful and forever a Bulldog.
Abby has received the following scholarships: Okanogan Athletic Booster Club Scholarship, Okanogan Kiwanis Scholarship, Okanogan OMAC Rotary Scholarship, Washington State Retirees Association Robert J. Handy Memorial Scholarship, PEMCO Scholarship, 10-Word Statement Scholarship, New American University Provost Award, Evergreen State Award, Washington State High School Rodeo Scholarship, and the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete.
Our next valedictorian address will be by Ms. Olivia Richards.
Thanks for being here, guys. To the family, friends, teachers, and mentors of the class of 2020, I am beyond honored to have the opportunity to thank everyone who has played a role in shaping this senior class into the individuals that we are today. But before I continue, I'd like to let everyone know and make it clear that my 4.0 GPA was made possible by Capri Suns, Goldfish, and Mr. Ingram's classroom. Also, I'd like to thank my parents for always supporting me and encouraging me in everything that I do, and for my mom's constant reminders and advice, and for them letting me rant to them in the middle of the night, and for probably ruining their sleep schedules most of the time. Believe me, anything is possible. Now, to everyone who had the privilege or burden of raising this class, I can attest to the fact that we were not the easiest group of kids to control. We were the class to try new things. The class that asked for harder math questions in first grade. And now the first class to ever have 3 valedictorians. We've been the class that didn't care what people thought about us. If we wanted to change something, we changed it. And yes, I am referring to the lack of decorations at pretty much any event that we participated in. We may have been stubborn, but that stubbornness has grown into a determination to strive for success in whatever we set our minds to. We've all heard it. We were born right after or during the attacks of 9/11, and now we're graduating during a pandemic. Yeah, we know. But what does that say about us? It says that we are a symbol of resilience and strength, and a promise of hope for the future of our community. Due to circumstances beyond our control, we are trendsetters. We've had to be. Okay, so this is not even on my script thing, but ever since I was homeschooled for most of my life, and I came in and immediately I knew that our class was completely different. So yeah. Anyways, the class of 2020 is caring yet fierce, quiet yet bold, proud yet humble. We have everything needed to conquer the challenges of this world. And as we set out on our own individual paths in life, I have no doubt that we will continue to be trendsetters. Our class has it all. We have entrepreneurs, linemen, educators, athletes, businessmen, electricians, doctors, and people going into the military, and that's just naming a few. We're going to go out and change the way our society views life. We're going to show to them and prove to them that there can be sunshine after every storm, a light at the end of a tunnel, and peace in the chaos. Although many of us are apprehensive about our futures, I have no doubt that we will continue to be the stubbornly determined, strong, and resilient individuals that we've always been. To the class of 2020, I know today didn't turn out as we originally dreamed it would. But if you think about it, why wouldn't we be here different than everyone else? It's hard to be optimistic during such an unusual and disappointing time. But let me remind you of one thing. These times do not define who we are. And if anything, they actually prove that we are stronger than what we ever expected. Instead of allowing ourselves to get caught up in the chaos of these times, let us rise above the storm and be thankful for the role we've been given. The role of symbolizing peace and hope for the future. A role that we've always been destined to have, whether anyone expected it or not. I'm so proud of us, and I wish you all the best in whatever you all set out to accomplish. I'll miss all you guys, more than I'd like to admit, actually. Congrats on making history, class of 2020. It's been an interesting journey, but we did it.
Olivia Richards has received the following scholarships: Whitworth University Academic Scholarship, Whitworth University Grant, Whitworth University Support Grant, Washington State School Retirees Foundation Scholarship, Okanogan Athletic Booster Club Scholarship, OMAC Okanogan Civic League Scholarship, and the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete.
Our salutatorian address this evening will be presented by Ms. Rebecca Hawley.
Good afternoon. I am honored to have a moment of your time on this special day. I have been very blessed to grow up in Okanogan for my entire life, along with several of my fellow graduates. Between all of the AAU basketball games, swim meets, elementary track and field days, and field trips, I never thought this day would come so quickly. We've been through a lot together as a class, but it wasn't until high school when we really connected. 4 years ago, our story at Okanogan High School began. This was something we had been preparing and waiting for our whole childhood. We were on the final stretch. By the end of our freshman year, people were already asking us what we wanted to do after graduation, which still felt like it was a lifetime away. Then, just as quickly as freshman year went by, so did sophomore and junior years, and suddenly we were seniors, only months away from being on our own. You don't really believe the upperclassmen when they tell you graduation isn't as far away as it seems, until it's you standing up here, saying goodbye to your hometown, your childhood friends, the teachers you've been around for years, and everything you've ever known. Leaving everything behind to start this new chapter in our lives is scary and intimidating, to say the least. But Okanogan High School has gone above and beyond to prepare us for what is ahead. The teachers here are incredible and have done everything in their power to prepare us for our futures. We have studied for countless vocab quizzes from Mr. O'Connor, written endless pages of notes from Mr. Nicholson. We've taken the SAT, ACT, and completed all of the miserable state testing. We've all earned our right to be here today, and that alone is something to be proud of. No matter where you go after high school, home will always be waiting for each and every one of us if we ever need to come back. Okanogan is not going anywhere, so I encourage everyone to spread their wings and explore the world, because there's so much more to it than just this little town. Although our senior year was cut short, this year does not define us. We are strong young men and women. This school has made sure of that. And this is only one of the many obstacles in our coming years that we'll face. I am so very grateful for the friendships and memories I've been able to make during my 13 years as an Okanogan Bulldog. And now, although I do not consider myself even nearly qualified enough to offer any advice, I will do it anyways. These next few years are going to be hard, so be gentle with yourself. Don't ever be too proud to ask for help.
Just because we're supposed to suddenly be adults doesn't mean we can't seek out guidance when we need it. Celebrate your accomplishments and be patient when you feel you haven't achieved as much as you think you should have. Remember that nobody takes pictures while they're climbing the mountain, only when they've reached the top. So when you see others posting about their success on social media before you, just know that maybe your mountain might have been a little bit taller, or maybe your map was upside down for half of your journey and you had to restart. No matter what, it's okay. We're all on our own timeline to success, and if others find their way to their destination before you, that is more than all right. We have our whole lives ahead of us. High school was just merely a chapter in our book, and now it's time to turn the page. We have all been very blessed to grow up in this community with such supportive teachers, athletic departments, clubs, local businesses, and parents. Make sure you thank those who have helped you reach your goals up until this point. Not a single one of us would be standing here today if we hadn't received a helping hand here and there from those around us. So, with that being said, I want to end with a few thank yous to those who have supported me during my journey through high school. Thank you to Mr. Ingram for never giving up on me, even when I was a calculus student who still had to count on my fingers sometimes. Thank you to Mrs. Radke for all of your help applying for scholarships, colleges, and for all the time you let me spend in your office. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. Thank you to Mr. Daling for his relentless work into our athletic department. Sports have created a lot of my memories from high school, and none of our athletes would be who they are today without all your support behind the scenes. Thank you to all my coaches over the years who have not only shaped me in sports, but also as a person. And lastly, thank you to my family for their never-ending support in everything I do. I couldn't have done any of this without you. I'm so proud to be a member of this class and an Okanogan High School graduate. Once a Bulldog, forever a Bulldog. Congratulations, class of 2020. We did it. Thank you.
Rebecca Hawley has received the following scholarships: George Washington Foundation Scholarship, Okanogan Athletic Booster Club Scholarship, Ewing C. Kelly Foundation Scholarship, Okanogan Kiwanis Scholarship, Richard Pratt Memorial Scholarship, Washington State Chapter of United PMA Scholarship, Ron Neely Memorial Scholarship, and the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete.
Remaining graduates of 2020 will be announced by Mr. Aaron Nicholson.
Natalie Ann Reed.
Natalie Reed has received the following scholarships: Okanogan Kiwanis Scholarship, Windermere Foundation Scholarship, William and Claire Carpenter Memorial Scholarship, and Natalie has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Jacob Hunter Stanley.
Jacob Stanley has received the following scholarships: Washington State University Achievement Award, Washington State University Regents Scholarship, Washington State University Visit Scholarship, the Steiner Foundation Scholarship, and the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete.
Allison Ashley Johnson.
Allison has received the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Scholarship, and she has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Michaela Millian.
Michaela has received the following scholarships: Okanogan Kiwanis Scholarship, Okanogan OMAC Rotary Club Scholarship, Ernest and Patricia Palmer Lay Family Scholarship, Eastern Washington University Presidential Scholarship, CTL Senior Scholar Athlete, and she has also earned her Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Maya Camille Moses.
Maya has received the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Scholarship and has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Bryce Douglas Dixon.
Bryce has earned the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Scholarship, and on Monday, Bryce will be entering the Marine Corps. We would like to thank Bryce for his service to our country.
Reina Atali Rivera Aristogui.
Raymond has received the following scholarships: George Washington Foundation Scholarship, Eastern Washington University Dean Scholarship, and the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Scholarship.
Isabel Buchert.
Skagit Valley College Basketball Scholarship, CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Scholarship, and the Greer Polk Award. This award goes to the outstanding female athlete based on participation, success, and contribution to the program.
Cody Erickson.
Cody has received the following scholarships: CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Scholarship, and he's earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Jacinda Lorraine Clark. Jarrett Smith.
Jarrett has received the following scholarship: CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Scholarship and the Blue Mountain Community College Baseball Scholarship.
Right over here.
Moises Giovanni Ornelas Gomez.
Moises has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Ana Rocio Arroyo Obeso.
Anna has received the C2L Senior Scholar Athlete Award.
Jacob Patrick Bryson.
Jake has received the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Award.
Thanks, Corbin.
Colton Schrader Garrett.
Colton has received the CTL Senior Scholar Athlete Award.
Madeline Renee Luther. Lee Judd.
Payne has received the following scholarships: Okanogan Omak Rotary Club Vocational Scholarship, Ernest and Patricia Palmer Lay Family Scholarship, Beth Alwell Memorial Scholarship, and the Jared Peterson Apprenticeship Scholarship.
Kennedy Marie Gavin.
Kennedy has received the following scholarships: PEO Scholarship, William and Carter Carpenter Memorial Scholarship, and she has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Arnulfo Adrian Cortez. Lainey Annabelle Hubbard.
Lainey has received the following scholarships: Confluence Health 2020 Healthcare Scholarship, and she's earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Brianna Lee Cucci. Vanessa Cardenas Villanueva.
Vanessa has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Casey Ray Pinkham.
Casey has earned the Okanogan Omak Rotary Club Vocational Scholarship.
Linda Itzel Rodriguez. Hunter Smith. Eduardo Chavez. Caden Lane Duran. Tyson Landers.
Tyson has received the Careers at Work Scholarship.
Amelia Grace Anick. Caitlin Ray Ingram.
Caitlin has received the Andrew York Memorial Scholarship.
Brooklyn Marie Swigert.
Brooklyn has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Scarlett Rivas.
right here. Right here, Tim.
Timothy Reed.
Right over here. Doing good. We'll pick up that diploma. Let me get a couple pictures of you.
Chastity Nicole Lambert. Jackson Hayes Whitley.
Good job. Right up this way. Here's your diploma right there.
Josue Ramos.
Josue has received the following scholarships: Okanogan OMAC Rotary Club Vocational Scholarship and the Allen Greenaway Memorial Award. This award goes to the outstanding male athlete based on participation, success, and contribution to the program.
Diploma's right there. We'll get a couple pictures with you. Very nice.
Logan David Bird.
Logan has received the following scholarships: IBEW Local 191 Scholarship, Andrew York Memorial Scholarship, Community Foundation of North Central Washington, Okanogan Masonic Lodge, Herbert and Elizabeth Davis Scholarship, Okanogan OMAC Rotary Club Vocational Scholarship, and the Jared Peterson Apprenticeship Scholarship.
Fatima Escamilla.
Right up this way. Looking good. Here's your diploma right there. Get a couple pictures with you.
James Hamilton. Chase Fingard.
Come right over here. Here's your diploma right there. Grab that.
Jose Luis Fonseca Rubio. William Christopher Clark.
William has received the following scholarship: Marilyn Fermanac Whitaker Science Award for Outstanding Achievement in Science Project Funding.
Peyton Gazaway. Raymond Woodward.
Come right up this way. Here's your diploma right over there. Let me take a couple pictures of you with it.
Jesse Gordon Rosas.
One more time.
Jesse has received the North Central Washington ICC Scholarship.
Jasmine Monica Medina.
Right over here. Bob's gonna get you a diploma in a second.
Tristan Allen Bertelson. Tyler Cole Ramsey. Kevin Keith Reed. Bryce James Webster. Ethan Andrew Taylor.
Deserved a Wenatchee Valley College associate's degree while in high school.
Right over here. Be sure to film it right there. Take a couple pictures of you.
Juliana Rose Udegard. Elizabeth K. Isom. Zachary Joseph Stenson. Caitlin Elizabeth Marshall. Veronica Laura Rufalia Clark.
Veronica has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Push your diploma right over there. Let me take a couple pictures. Very nice.
Oscar de Jesus Catalan Arellano.
Right over here. Your diploma's right there. Just grab it.
Sorala Norlise Bent.
Soraya has earned a Wenatchee Valley College Associate's degree while in high school.
Fantastic job. It's, tired and had it right off to the sunset.
Right over here, Seth. Push your diploma right there. Just grab that. Let me take a picture.
Seth Michael Waymeyer. Eric Sheldon Lynn Jr.
Right over here on the platform.
Joshua Brian Look. Maria Guadalupe Deans. Tony Epperson.
Right over here. There's your diploma right there.
Leif Alexander Weigel.
On Monday, Leif will be entering the Marine Corps. We would like to thank Leif for his service to our country.
That concludes our ceremony for 2020. Thank you, everyone. Good luck, graduates of 2020. Go Bulldogs!